hangs around when he hears this mighty sound.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes, sir, when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
So though we are in danger, we never despair, 'cause we know that where there's danger, he is there.
He is there on the land, on the sea, in the air. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
11 fish.
Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I know you didn't miss me. It's fine. I'm not fussed about you not missing me. It's February the 1st. I've had like the weirdest but awesomest, like differentest, it's not even a word, January of like forever. Like I had the best January like forever. Like I don't know if it was just the unity of working with somebody or if it was just having somebody around that I connected with or whatever it was, but like my January was off the chart. I really, really enjoyed it. So I want to quickly get through a bunch of stuff because all things are happening. Hello, Milky Star Ninja. What a great name. This show is a bit strange from most blabs, is that I kind of use this as a platform to record something on here and then I put it onto my YouTube. But I kind of try and do it daily, and I've been doing it daily for, I don't know, about 3 months, 2 or 3 months, and I took January off, but I'm back. So I want to go through a list of things because I'm also on again today at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, but only for like 5-minute shows because I realised that I've got so many different things that I'm working on and they don't all fit into elevenish. And elevenish is like my coffee break, my like coffee or tea break. So if you haven't got coffee or tea, go and grab a coffee or tea. I'm going to be telling you what I'm up to in February and for the rest of the year, and kind of break down those other little shows as well that I'm going to be doing. But they're only going to be 5-minute shows, so they're kind of catch-up shows, so that I can use the content to put it onto my YouTube, into the playlist, into the app. Oh, I've got so much to tell you. It's unbelievable. So grab your coffee. Get a good swig of that bad boy, and let's get into this. So I just realised that intro needs seriously working on it. It really needs work. It's not particularly good. I need to fix it all up. I've been recording the pre-prep of how I do a show this morning as well. So how I use behind the scenes, how I use Wirecast, and you know how I build stuff basically. So I kind of did a little video recording of bringing the green screen down in the caravan, but then I've also gone through the process of setting up my camera and mic and all of that stuff in terms of getting video out of Wirecast through the virtual camera and into this. So I'll be pushing that to my YouTube channel today at some point, because loads of people were asking me, how do you prep for this? How do you get ready for actually doing this stuff? So that's going up on my YouTube today. I'm going to be kind of making these catch-up videos like 10 to 15 minutes rather than 20 minutes, the 11ish shows, because it's kind of like a brain dump. I get up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning and then work through till 10 o'clock and then take a creative like break. One of the biggest problems about being a freelancer is that most of the time it's quite lonely and you're kind of on your own and you want to kind of have some human interaction. So I kind of use Blab as that, even though I don't have like a two-way thing unless I kind of fire up the camera afterwards, which I'm not going to do today because I have so much to do. But I'm going to try and make a bit more out of Blab. I've had this thing for a while. Where I want to do Blab in terms of different screens. You've got 4 screens, and I would love to like have those other 2 doing stuff as like a virtual co-working. So not where you sit there talking all day, but you actually have a space where other creatives can drop in and just say hi or see what you're working on and actually see it in real time. And there's a few different things that I'm adding to my kind of digital tool belt this year. One of them being Flixel's cinemagraphs, which I'm super excited to get into once I've got a new camera. And so I'm going to be doing some live Flixels and stuff. I'm also really going in hard on Trello right now, trying to get myself organized in terms of the little jobs per day. So I don't know about you, but there's an overwhelming sense of like I have all of this stuff to do. How do I get it all done? So I've been breaking that down into hourly chunks and 3-hourly chunks. Nomad Pictures has been doing really well. Hello Dale, welcome to the channel. Nomad Pictures has been doing really well. So if you want to check out that, that's our little sort of project that we put together, which is to give away free pictures for bloggers who are looking for pictures for their website. Absolutely free, no charge, no credit, no copyright, no nothing. You literally just like, you can steal them. It's like the Wild West. You can go on there and you can just rip them off. And there's about 200 photos on there right now. The aim is to kind of build it up every like week. Ideally, I would love to be able to do that every couple of days, maybe put like 10 up every few days. But really super stoked about that, because in 3 weeks it's gone from having no PR Google rating to a PR 8. I've optimized the crap out of it. It's really super fast. I've got a few things to do on it, but I'm still working on that. And I have help on that as well. I'm fundraising on that actually for a new phone for photo taking. One of the team has got a camera to be able to take photos, but I don't. I sold my iPhone 4. I got rid of my GoPro. I got rid of my DSLR, so I'm desperately in like the need to grab a new smartphone for that. YouTube is going all right. That's slowly going up. The subscribers is going up. The AdSense strategy for the next 3 months is going well. Like Nomad Pictures is making a small bit of money from advertising revenue. Also got little banner links on there to all our courses and Fiverr stuff and Udemy. So I'm super stoked actually that in a space of 4 weeks in January, like we pulled all that together. So the foundations are there for it to be an awesome year. It's just I'm really kind of trying to make February be so awesome so that at the end of February I can go away. I've got a bunch of different projects at the end of February as well. What else? YouTube courses still progressing, applying for part-time work. So yeah, this morning I spent an hour applying for part-time work in terms of trying to find some temporary work that will help me work throughout the day. So basically doing courier work for 30, 40, 50 pound a day to add on to the existing stuff. I'm trying to balance doing digital stuff versus manual stuff, just so that at the end of a day I don't feel like that freelancer's like, oh, I've spent 8 hours and I've got no money out of it. So I kind of want to do something where I do so many things per day that makes me X amount of money that allows me to work on my creative projects. So I've applied to this, it's not YOLO, it's Yodel, which is this car courier business, and also found a social media management job in Swaddling Cloak nearby, which is kind of cool. What else? So teleport mapping. I want to tell you about this as well, because this is awesome. I just applied for my Estonia e-residency digital ID. Now, probably a lot of people are like, Estonia? Why do you... It's full of like, you know, most people would say there's like a Ukrainian, like Estonia. There's like, you hear about criminal gangs and blah, blah, blah. There's criminal gangs all over the planet, let's be honest. Estonia is the first country in the world that has an e-residency program and a digital ID program. In 2 years' time, in 2018, this digital ID program will be accepted across the whole of the EU. So if you want to do digital banking, setting up a business, you want to sort of encrypt documents, you want to do all your taxes, have your accountant, you can do all of this in a digital ID. And what really pushed me, well, 2 things that really pushed me to get my e-residency card. One, before February, it was €50. Today, I think it's gone up to €100. And the second thing was I noticed there was this website called Teleport, which works out where in the world you should potentially move to based on your earnings. If you're a sort of digital nomad or somebody who's willing to move to another part of the world to do the same kind of work, but to reduce your outgoings in terms of like your housing and your food costs, there's a great site out there. Do search for it. It's Teleport. If you go to teamhumble.org or motherboard.com, what you'll see is there's a map at the very top of the screen, and that's using this thing called Teleport Sundial. And the reason why I got the e-residency card is that Teleport is the first website that I've seen that takes the e-residency digital ID as a login. So you got Twitter and Facebook, and you can log in with just a normal password, a username and password. But it's the first website I've seen that actually uses the e-residency login, which is kind of huge because I can start to see a trend here. I don't know if you remember when Facebook started to roll out with their Facebook Connect, and it was like, why is the Facebook Connect? And now you use it everywhere because it's just easier to log in with your Twitter or Facebook. I really like where the e-residency ethos is set. I really like what they're trying to achieve with it. I like the idea that I can set up a business inside of Estonia and have everything tracked in there. If I imagine a scenario would be, I would either go to Estonia or somewhere in the EU, and I'm looking for funding. I'm looking for a Series A grant funding for my startup. Then having this digital ID, that startup company who's giving me a grant, they can literally say, okay, there's your account details, there's your tax details, there's your sale, all on one card. No messing with paper, it's all a digital transaction. That to me, as a digital nomad who absolutely hates paperwork and the system, I really love that. So I'm really excited about the e-residency stuff. If you want to be on our teleport map, and the reason why this Teleport Sundial map is so awesome, go and check it out, teamhumble.org or motherboard.com. You can put certain people who work in your team dotted around the world. Now, what makes this extra awesome is that I realised this last night, is on the map, when you move to another place, like you fly to another place to do a business meeting, or maybe you're meeting up with another team member, then it updates the map. It like has a little program running in your browser once you load up the teleport thing that says, are you here? And you say yes. Why is that cool? I imagine that in the future, if you're getting grant funding from the government, if they want to make sure that you were where that you said you were in terms of the grant funding, meeting up with a team to work together, it's all tracked from your login, from your digital ID on Teleport. And that is super cool because I don't have to prove anything. I've literally got a digital encrypted record assigned to my digital ID that follows me where I go. So that you know, normally I'm kind of scared of digital ID and being a number and being a card, but I just feel that the benefits of this card, you know, it's the first digital ID out there in the world to provide e-residency, and just that alone is super brave to even be able to do that. I'm just checking that I'm still recording. 12 minutes. All right, where am I? So I've applied for the digital ID card. I've got to go and pick that up from the Estonia embassy in London at some point. I can't wait to see how that works out, like going down to London to pick it up. I know it's like a blue box with a card in it. It's got like a USB card reader, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't give you any kind of residency or citizenship or anything like that. It's just almost like they realise, I think Estonia realises that there's a lot of talent that's being lost to other countries. They're either going to America or somewhere in England or wherever, Ireland maybe. And so they lose that digital talent. They also lose the money that would go into their GDP because they're working in another country. Now imagine if you could offer your digital workers an e-residency where the business and tax and everything was all set up in their country, but you were allowed to travel around and do all your banking digitally over the web, encrypted or digitally signed. Super exciting. I love the idea that I can move around but still have a base somewhere as an electronic resident. I think I've gone over that enough. I'm going to be breaking down the projects that we're working on in February and March, probably in a 3-month window. I've got 8 different areas. I've realised that not everybody is interested in the whole lot, and when they watch sort of the elevenish catch up, they kind of get like inundated like I've just done with all the stuff that I'm working on. So I'm breaking that down into 8 or 9 different sections of things that I can chip away at and put little shows up. And that's the reason why I'm doing the 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock show today, is because I'm just going to do a 5-minute update about the intent of that project. I think I needed a good month off to think about what my intention was, what I'm trying to achieve, and how am I going to achieve it, how I'm going to sustainably achieve that when I have mental health issues and temporary work issues and, you know, living costs, food, all the usual stuff that everybody has. How I'm gonna sort of put a good strategy around that, rather than a social media strategy in terms of, hey, I'm here and this is what I do. How can I actually do it in terms of sustaining ourselves? So I'm really excited to get into that, because I feel like January was the foundations of that, and now February's rolled around. I feel like there's a energy boost from the start of the month. Some good news about online stuff. I did my very first VidMob video edit, which was a $100 job. I got paid $80 for that. It took me about 3.5 hours. It was some lady in America. She sent me the video footage and the images through the VidMob interface. It was the kids and her husband at Disneyland. They had, the video wasn't particularly great. There was a bunch of images as well. And I basically rattled this together, and she came back with a 5-star rating, says it's great, thank you very much. And I'm starting to see the potential of doing online video work and video jobs. And Fiverr kind of did work for me for a while. I did 3 months of that and made about $2,000. Then it kind of died off because I couldn't scale it. And I feel like this is a turning point again. I feel like if VidMob can bring in a lot more customers and educate their customers a little better in terms of how many clips and how many photos are needed, like 15-20 minutes to get down to 3, rather than sort of 1 minute's worth of video and ending up with a 20-second video and trying to charge them $60 for the edit when they don't understand the value of time that's gone into making that video. So I'm doing a lot of hand stuff today. I think I'm just coffeeed up. So that's kind of cool because I feel like it had a payoff. I think as freelancers we can spend a lot of time going, this is going to pay off, this is going to pay off. At some point it's going to pay off, but this actually has. I'm going to quickly go over the 4 shows that you're going to be able to watch today because we're up to 60 minutes. I've already gone over. I'm going to do a show at 2 o'clock about Team Humble, an update about Team Humble. We now have an app.teamhumble.org. Go and download it. It's not super pretty. It's not got all the content in there yet. But the reason why I'm breaking down the shows is that each one of these little shows will feed into a playlist, which will then feed into the app, which I'm excited about because it means I can minimize the amount of work I have to do in terms of curating for the app, and I can just pull things into the app. Product Hunt. I don't know if you're just trying to tell people love you guys. I love that. Hey Dale, what are you doing with Product Hunt? You've just totally thrown me now. So yeah, Team Humble, app.teamhumble.org. Go and check that out. Go and download it. We're going to be using that for push notifications and stuff. Also, nomad.pictures. I'm going to be doing like a 5-minute show about that. I can't believe that we managed to get that up to a PR rating of 8 in organic search in the last, 4 weeks. That's just insane. We have SEO'd the crap out of it though. Also, do follow twitter.com/nomad.pics. That's where you can get our free pics. We do an update on Twitter as soon as we add and publish a new picture. And I'm actually working on trying to get a new mobile phone as well. So I'm going to drop this link into the chat. This is over on Tilt. Nomad. So the road to Spain as well. I'm also going to do a little 5-minute show about the intention of the project in Spain, about getting a shipping container, getting some land. By April-June time, hopefully we'll have acquired enough money to do a recce in Spain to make this creative retreat that I've been dreaming about for the last 2 or 3 years. I'm trying to turn that dream into a reality, and the only way to do it is to save the money, get on a plane, get on a boat, go to the land, recce the place out, meet the local mayor, meet a friend there who's been living there for 5 years, get the information I need, find out the amount of money I need, and just get on with it. And then the final course that I'll be talking about at 5 o'clock today for 5 minutes is Udemy courses and some of the struggles that I have with it and some of the outcomes with that. I've just released a new Slack course. If you're interested in Slack, if you've heard about Slack, slack.com, in terms of doing sort of online comms online, if you're into social media, pulling all your stuff together, Slack is a thing that you need to be looking at. You can get that at smarturl.it Slack basics. I'm going to copy that into the chat. And that's pretty much my update for today, guys. I just wanted to kind of get across to you where my head's at, what I'm working on, and I'll be back online today at 2 o'clock. I'll also be doing an 11ish tomorrow, probably a smaller 11ish because this was quite a big one in terms of getting everything out for February the 1st. And I'll be back on today at 2 p.m. with the first show for the Team Humble app and give you a bit of background as to the work that's going into that and how Team Humble need to bring money in to sustain the app development and the Slack channel and all of that stuff. So I will see you guys at 2 p.m. today.